I'm one of the town's finest artists. Smooth with the pen, nice with the can. Timothy B is my name. I'm a muralist out here, painting images of beautiful black people that reflect the communities that I come from. Whenever I paint murals, oftentimes I use spray cans, I use exterior paint. Depending on the project, depending on the budget, I may even use what I have. That may be interior paint. Before becoming a mural artist, I was doing tattoos, I was shooting music videos, making short films, designing for like a clothing line that I had started back when I was 19 years old. I was playing basketball as well. You know, I was heavy into the sports. You know, as I got more into the arts, into drawing, into tattooing, I was exposed to street arts and started to invest more of my time into like just being out in the community and creating works that reflected where I came from. Yeah, I'm proud to be an artist, man. It's nice that I can say that art is funding my lifestyle. Yeah, I'm really proud of that accomplishment. Like, especially like, you know, I mean, I feel like I've been through the mud, you know, just trying to make this art possible, man. Like, I never had like a 9-to-5 job, right? I didn't believe in 9-to-5 jobs. I didn't believe that would provide me with the security that my elders said it would provide. You know, I always believed in myself more than I believed in them. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad that I stuck to my guns, you know, and I went for my dreams instead of, you know, what people expected. I started to explore mural arts simply because I like being outside and I like connecting to, you know, people. You know, I'm a real sociable dude, nice you know, so when people come by, I enjoy engaging with them and hearing stories, and especially like hearing stories about the community that I'm painting in. So like painting murals, you know, brought me fulfillment through like the communal aspect, and also through the amount of impact that I could create just from painting a wall. More than an artist, I consider myself an expressionist, because I mean, I like to paint, I like to sculpt, I like to talk, I like to freestyle, even though I'm not the best rapper, but you know, at the same time, I like to do anything that gets my soul in motion, that gets my soul moving, that gives me that lively feeling, as though like, you know, I like to feel like I'm coming alive through anything I'm doing, you know? So more than an artist, I would say I'm an expressionist. Some of my inspirational sources would be having conversations like the one we having, reading different material, watching films, smoking my weed and just getting lost in the music, vibing, turning on my lights, my LED lights, and just kind of logging out of the world outside and more so logging in the world inside. So, you know, a lot of times I meditate on past experiences. I meditate on the things I've heard, you know, just through my encounters with people, or, you know, I would say the biggest source of my inspiration would be traveling. You know, whether that is outside the country, within the country, or within my city. You know, I like taking long drives and just thinking, you know, thinking about how I can make a further impact. So my creative process looked like first hitting the joint, listening or reading material, 'cause I need to educate myself, and I do that through the discovery process. Then once I have like an idea of what I'm going to create, I create 3 to 5 thumbnails, then one final drawing. Then I take that drawing to the final canvas, whether that is a canvas, a cotton canvas, or a wall. I've been working on this piece for at least about 3 months, on and off. You know, this is my first time working on this piece. Well, I started working on this piece again yesterday, and this is my first time like working on it since like maybe early December. So I probably only spent more or less maybe 40 hours on it, something like that in total. So I mean, my sketch is just that, a sketch. Then you got the masterpiece. You know, like I use the sketch just to help me build out the masterpiece, you know. So when I present, you know, a design to somebody, I always let them know that it's going to change over time. You know, it's going to be more detailed, and it's going to be, you know, the lines are going to be more crisp, and I might even add more, you know, more objects in it, you know, more than what people could see within the sketch. In the American context, art is not valued as much as science, mathematics, or like language arts, which is why like art is the first thing to go when they start talking about budget cuts. Even though I feel that art should be most valued, considering that art gives people the ability to express openly, which is helping with mental stability, mental illnesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I was thinking about this earlier. If it wasn't for art, I'll probably be depressed. I'll probably be, you know, insecure, feeling down about myself, especially during the, you know, these times. Because I have art, I'm able to like log out and log in and figure out how to, I guess, deal with like the pressures of society and all the things that's going on. I'm able to direct that energy towards something, you know, that's bringing me fulfillment. It's hard for me to think about art not existing. Look at the word earth, right? If you take out E and H, you have art. So without art, there's no earth. There's no anything. So I don't even know how to answer that question. Some of the things I had to give up to become an artist, it's my time. It's the biggest part. It's my time. I spend a lot of time creating art. A lot of time mentally, a lot of space mentally thinking about art. You know, throughout my day, I'm constantly chasing inspiration. You know, that oftentimes I don't go out and have fun with friends. You know, you don't really see me around the bars or anything like that. Some of the things I probably would like to do sometimes, but like whenever you're an artist, you really gotta like put in whatever it is that you are passionate about. You have to sacrifice time in order to get to the place where you want to be. In order to master whatever you're trying to master, you have to sacrifice time and dedicate yourself to it. So one of my biggest driving forces was I didn't want to work a job. I did not want to work a 9-to-5 job. I have a problem with like authority. You know, like I'm not a big fan of people telling me when to show up and when I could leave, when I could eat, when I could go on break. I'm not a big fan of that, you know. So man, art was something that I always loved and I was always passionate about. It's something I always wanted to do. It feels freeing to do it. That was enough like force, that was enough like fire to, you know, to give me like the mobility to make this happen. So I would say my biggest drive was not working for anybody. You know, being, having dominion over my time. My biggest challenge through this journey of becoming an artist was not having much money. You know, I experienced a lot of financial lows. You know, I was financially hindered through most of my career. And, but, you know, I was always able to pay my bills on time. I was always able to pay my rent on time, you know, and even though I wasn't making the money that, you know, I wanted to make, I still found the way to make it. And also, I guess, you know, discovering my value. You know, I think a lot of artists have a hard time pricing their work, you know, like I included had an issue with that early on. You know, I had to, you know, showcase my work and sell and make some like really terrible sales to realize I need to raise up my prices. Like, you know, that was my favorite piece, and I sold it for $80. Why? Because I needed to pay a bill. You know, I spent like 20 hours, 30 hours on this piece just to make $80. I'm like, oh, it's not worth it, right? So my biggest challenge was, I guess, just finding my value. Yo, right on, bro. Right? Right on, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's coming out nice. I'm liking this. One way that I raised up, I call it my artistic stock, was through putting my work everywhere. I wanted everybody to see my work, like to the point where you can't miss it. You know, then also, because I'm confident in my work, because I'm confident in my ability, other people are confident in my abilities, right? I carry myself with a sense of pride around my work. I'm pretty much brainwashing people through my work, because everywhere you go, almost every corner you drive down, every big main wall that you see, you're gonna see Timothy B. Because I believe in myself so much, everybody else is going to believe in me and want to pay whatever price I tell them, because they know they're going to get quality, they're going to get dope content, and they're going to get a dope experience. And if you want to create like value around your work, you got to present that value like first, you know, through you. You got to present that, you know, and people will then start seeing it. Let's see, what did my mom do? Because my mom was my biggest supporter. If it wasn't for my mother, I would not be an artist today. So to the parents of the children who want to become artists, I would say continue to encourage them, to continue to put them in classes, give them whatever supplies they need, encourage them to experiment more, fulfill their head with knowledge, you know, of themselves, you know, and also the things around them, and challenge them by giving them exercises, artistic exercises. If you really care about your children, look up just different exercises to give your children. It's a lot of them on Pinterest. It's a lot of them on YouTube and many other channels. My mother personally, she kept me in school. She bought me everything I needed, you know, according to what she knew to buy. And she reminded me that I was a good artist. Throughout, I can't remember a time where I didn't feel like an artist. I always was an artist, so I always felt comfortable to present my art. The role that I feel that art plays in our future is the reimagination of our future. Because, you know, for most of us, we got to see it to believe it. So as an artist, for example, if I were to create a mural showing a world without police, people could then visualize a world without police and start putting certain structures in motion so we could govern ourselves.
Do you think artists are, in a way, fortune tellers?
I do. I think artists are fortune tellers, prophets, philosophers. You know, I think artists give insight on the past, present, and future. In a sense, artists are the ones who's creating the future. Literally, I mean, like Elon Musk is an artist. You know, Jeff Bezos is an artist. These are people who are creating structures around humanity right now. And that is an art form in itself. In the simplest form, art in itself means expression. It means regurgitating the things and the experiences that we encounter. Art itself, to me, means creating movement, creating a conversation, uplifting consciousness. It means, art itself means to give perspective. Yeah.